Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you guys a tutorial on how to set up batch calling through Trillet using our outbound calling system and how to upload a batch call PDF and batch call CSV with your contacts, and then also use some pretty cool features that we have as well. So what we're going to do first is, obviously you can see here that we've only got one number, although in our phone number section you can actually see that we have three numbers. The reason why only one number appears is because it's an external number. We don't allow any of our numbers from Trillet to be used for outbound calling for security reasons. So as a disclaimer, if you wanted to use batch calling and using our system to use batch calling, you have to bring a number from an external platform or provider like Twilio or Telnyx. So you can either use those platforms and then be able to bring their numbers onto our platform, and you can use this feature here. So what you need is you need the phone number, the provider, the account SID for Twilio, and the authentication token for Twilio, or you can use Telnyx as well, and you can just bring in your Telnyx API key as well as the phone number. So if you wanted to use outbound calling, you'd have to use it from an external system. So what we want to first do is, because I've already connected it to the platform, I can go into my batch calls and I can select that specific agent. And you can see here, it's found my time zone of when I currently am, so that it's configured correctly. It's got the name, outbound, and what number it will be calling from. So I've connected it already. What we want to then do is connect and upload our contact list. I'm going to show you guys an example of what it looks like. It's very important that you guys have the variables listed here correctly so that our AI can recognize that it's the correct details. You can use the download template section here, which shows you exactly what to fill in, whether it's the variable with an underscore, how to record the phone numbers, what to put in the details, etc. So that's all included, but basically you can just go in, press this button, we'll upload a contact list. And you can see that it's successfully uploaded 2 contacts. I've just done 2 examples. I'm going to blur my phone number, of course, but we can then start a batch call. Now, before we actually start the batch call, I do want to make a note that we have some pretty cool features here. So we've obviously got schedule for later, which you can schedule a batch for a different time, also called auto-retry. What it can do is it can automatically retry a specific call or a lead if there was no answer. So if there's no answer, or it reached voicemail, or there was connection issues, then the AI would reschedule itself based on the time you scheduled here, and then be able to redial out at that exact time and then recall that lead. So that's pretty cool. And you can set this up to 10 times. So you can now do it to 10 tries for the AI. What's also pretty cool about the feature is you can go into how auto-retry works. Now, auto-retry will work based on some sentiment that the AI has. So the AI will restart the amount of retry. So let's say it's on the 5th retry here, but then someone asks for a callback. So for example, I could be like, it would be the AI, I'd be like, hey lead, I'm just giving you a call about your inquiry that you submitted. The lead would be like, hey, sure, I'm interested, but I'm actually not free at the moment. Can you call me back in 30 minutes? And then it'll be able to call that specific lead back as the AI in 30 minutes time. So that's what we call partial complete callback, which means that we did get a call, but it wasn't complete. Same as busy, if there's already a person on the line, we'll retry that because they were going to answer as well. So that's how we recognize the sentiment for it starts a new batch. There's also won't retry, and what won't retry means is that there will be cases where we don't want to keep calling that specifically. Examples include they were abusive on the call, or they weren't interested, or they were blocked, or they can't understand us. That means they probably wouldn't want to expect another call from us, which means that we don't call them back. So we have sentiment that recognizes this, and the AI will be able to understand and not call them back. It's also a compliance thing. We don't want to breach any compliance, especially in the US. It's quite strict in the US, so we want to avoid that at all costs. And will retry, which is the yellow, it will just continue to the next try, where, for example, there was no answer, it was a voicemail, there was an error, it will just proceed to the next day and it will go to the next retry number. So that's how our batch call system works. It's sort of acting like its own follow-up agent where it understands certain aspects of a call, whereas previously how a lot of batch calling works is that you actually have to set up in make.com or N8N for it to understand sentiment and then retry again through N8N workflow. So that was quite complex to build. So we've tried to make it as easy as possible for our agencies to build it in and then be able to create a workflow that has batch calling without all the fuss of having to do that manually. So what I can do now is I can press start batch call. So it would call those 2 numbers.
Air Plumbing, how can I help you today?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, thanks. How can I help you today regarding your plumbing or HVAC needs?
So yeah, that's a really quick tutorial on how our batch calling system works. You can also dial out manually. So you can go into single call and then put in an agent, we allow non-batch calls. So if you want to do a single call outbound, you can use our numbers and you can type in the specific phone number in that slot and then be able to make a call through that too. So that's there. And we also have our meta ads as well. So I'll create a separate video on how to connect a meta ads to an outbound calling system in a different video. But yeah, that's a really quick tutorial on how I connect outbound calling with batch calls to use on potential prospects like lead reactivation or follow-ups. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks guys.